This is a legit growth hack because I just used it and I am growing as a result of it. This is relevant for any business that posts on Instagram, any brand that posts on Instagram, any individual that posts on Instagram and wants to grow on Instagram. I learned this from a guy who reads my newsletter. It was an amazing serendipity. I was at an event, a high-level event. I talked about this before. And at the end of the panel, at the end of this event, this guy comes up to me. He reads my newsletter every week. Just cut out all of his newsletters, except for 5, and I'm one of the only 5 that he kept and reads. And so this guy, he grows Instagram accounts for famous athletes. And I asked him, what are some things that make a huge difference in your business? And he gave me this piece of advice, and I just tried it. I put up a new reel, not really new, I'll explain in a second. And the video got 3,000 views, nearly 3,000 views in the first hour from new people. So I'm excited. This is episode 111 of The Edward Show. I'm recording this walking around my neighborhood because, it's one of those rare days where it is warm and sunny, even though it's autumn. The past several weeks have been cold. The past several weeks have been heavy jacket weather. And now I'm walking around in shorts and a t-shirt. And I couldn't stay home. Normally I record these at home, but I had to get out. So I'm recording this one as I'm walking around. Episode 111 of The Edward Show as I'm walking around. Okay, get ready. Actually, you know what? Before I tell you, I want to start with some stats that I read. And I read this on Threads, of all places. The reason I even went to Threads, not that I have anything against Threads, but I just normally go to X. The reason I went to Threads was because this was a post that was recommended in Instagram. Browsing Instagram, sometimes Instagram will put up posts from Threads to get people to go onto Threads. And so this was something that was recommended. And I thought it was a really great insight. So this guy, Kazukiyo Wake, said this. He said, if you're publishing content daily, remember this. 75% of your followers didn't see it. 80% of your followers won't remember. 100% of your new followers never saw it. Repurpose often. Nobody remembers your content like you remember your content. That goes for Instagram too. Share it on Threads if you think it's valuable. So he was advocating sharing on Threads, but honestly, this goes for anywhere, any social media platform. Those stats are meaningful for any social media platform. I really like this one line. Nobody remembers your content like you remember your content. So without further ado, the thing that this guy who grows Instagram accounts for famous athletes said is every 3 months, he will take well-performing pictures and reels on Instagram and just repost them every 3 months, but he does it in a specific way. He clears the metadata. He writes a new description, uses new hashtags, and sets a new location. And that location can just be slightly different. So I'm going to tell you what I just did and why I'm hyped, because I have a lot of reels and pictures on Instagram that's done very well, and I never considered reposting them. And this is so many brands are on IG, and this is something that you can just do right now and then just get new followers, get new awareness. It's amazing. So what I just did is I took my best performing video on IG. I took my most viewed Instagram reel. I ran it through Google Drive to clear the metadata. So that cleared the metadata, and the reel's origin was from Google Drive. So first of all, if you're not on IG, here's my workflow. I post a video to TikTok, and then I use a tool called reusevideo.com, and that tool makes it so my TikToks are syndicated simultaneously without the TikTok watermark on Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter X. There's one more. I don't remember. They also go to Google Drive. It goes everywhere, to all the meaningful social media platforms without the TikTok watermark. And so my TikToks come out on Instagram. I wasn't even active on Instagram until I started doing this. And then all my videos were coming out to Instagram, and I'm like, well, people are starting to pay attention to me because the videos are just automatically coming out there. Maybe I'll make some posts once in a while. And now it's a very meaningful channel for me. I'm growing at a nice pace, and people are finding me from it and messaging me a lot on it on Instagram. And I think it's great for community building. Instagram is great for community building. If you're posting on TikTok, you should definitely be on Instagram. And if you're not, I advocate all the time posting on TikTok because the distribution is amazing. And then if you're posting on TikTok, again, the videos come out on Instagram. All right, here's what I did. I took my most viewed reel, I put it through Google Drive to clear the metadata. It's a little bit windy right now, sorry. Put it through Google Drive to clear the metadata. I changed the description, but only slightly. It was a video about networking. The new description was still about networking. I changed it just very slightly. And then I used 2 different new hashtags. So I changed the hashtags. And then I changed the previous video had no location. So I changed this new location to New York, which is where I am now. I changed the new location to New York. And then I uploaded it to Instagram. And man, it just got so many views so fast. And I don't know how far it will go. This is like, I am recording this an hour after posting it. So I don't know what will happen. The people who are viewing it, I looked at the analytics. They're all new people. I'm getting new followers from it. I'm getting engagement in terms of comments and likes. And I have so many reels that have done well, and I can reuse those. I can repost those. And it's so easy. So to me, this is a real growth hack. Remember, nobody knows your content like you know your content. That was a game-changing line for me. But either way, the other thing that I did. So if you post a reel on Instagram to your profile grid, all of your existing followers will see it. This is important. Most people, whenever they post a video, a reel on Instagram, they leave on the default option, which is post to your profile grid. You can toggle that off. If you toggle that off, the reel only shows up in the Discover section of Instagram. If it's not toggled off, it shows for your existing followers and in the Discover section. And if it's toggled off, it shows only in the Discover section. This one I toggled off. The reason that I did that is because this video I recorded when I was living in Warsaw. I recorded this video in, I think, March, and I recorded it in Warsaw. And since a lot of people who follow me, they know my locations have changed, it would have looked a little bit off. And so I didn't have it show to my existing followers. If it wasn't for the location, I would have posted it to my profile grid. I think a lot of people would have recognized the video. But the thing is, if you're posting good content is always good content. People don't mind seeing it again. People don't mind rewatching videos that they like. I just rewatched the Dark Knight trilogy. I knew what happened. I watched Batman Begins. The next night, I watched The Dark Knight. The next night, I watched The Dark Knight Rises. I knew everything that was going to happen. And I loved it. So some of the best maybe the best superhero movies ever. Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up. I literally took a screenshot of this and saved it to my camera roll so I can look at it when I'm feeling down. Why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves up. So people don't mind rewatching good content. That's another huge aspect of this. So yeah, anyway, so I posted to just the Discover section, not the profile grid. And even doing that, even not having my existing followers see it, the video got nearly 3,000 views in the first hour. This looks really promising. It's seeming to be a good growth hack for anybody who posts on Instagram. But the lessons here about reposting your good content, relevant on all platforms. The 2 takeaways. Nobody knows your content or your content library like you do. And people don't mind rewatching good content. In fact, they enjoy it. This is episode 111 of The Edward Show. Like I said, I'm recording this beautiful episode, walking around in the sun in Brooklyn. It's a great day here in New York. A rare one for this time of year. It's not cold. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, feeling amazing. I haven't eaten all day. I've been having so much fun with my work. I've been updating my website. Have lots of people going to my website and reading my articles. I started that in January of this year, January 1st. When I first got to Warsaw, that was the thing that I wanted to do the most. I had an old website. The SEO traffic had died for it because I hadn't worked on it for years. And I just created a brand new site using Elementor and WordPress. I ported over all of my popular articles from my previous site. And then I resubmitted it to Google Search Console. And the next morning I woke up and the traffic had just spiked up and I was so excited. And since then, I've been putting up articles on that site I've been doing my newsletter and putting up the newsletter issues to that site. I'm getting more and more traffic. It's a great day. Everything's really exciting. I hope all of you are really excited. It's a beautiful world that we live in, and there's some amazing things that we can do. Thank you all so much for listening. I will talk to all of you again tomorrow. Bye now.